A professor asked if I prefer Miss or Mr. because NB, and I accidentally said yeah boy without thinking. So now I have a professor that calls me yeah boy Rogers every time I see him. I'm not seeing the problem. I talked to a young man with white hair on a boat cabin in the middle of a stormy sea. He forgot everything about himself except for the fact that his name rhymed with time, so he started calling himself Time. I offered him an orange in exchange for a meaningful chat. He took the slice and told me nothing's set in stone, but they're set in a dirt road. If you roll your wagon in the same path too much, it'll soon be the only path you can take without struggling. Sounds more like you talk to an old god more than a weird dream. Human brain. I'm angry. Gorilla brain. Hit something. Chimpanzee brain. Scream. Orangutan brain. Sit in silent contempt and eat fruit. Gorilla's brain. Feel good. SWAT kicking down my meth lab door. Get down on the ground. Me, with cat ears on. Oh nios. Sorry Mr. Government. I can has reduced sentence for calm wins. SWAT guy. Shoots me in the head. Your fav is problematic. Santa. Judgmental as hell. Uses reindeer as slaves. Doesn't even have a pilot license. I don't know what made me want to Google does Santa Claus have a pilot's license, but I'm really glad I did, because apparently he received one from the US Assistant Secretary of Commerce, with the Director of Aeronautics as a witness, in 1927. Source. Today my students compared the fact that people in ancient Rome would sometimes buy gladiator sweat to game a girl bath water, and teaching middle school has been worth it entirely just for that. My dad always tells me that when he's with people bragging about their kids' accomplishments and such he goes yeah, but are they like cool? And the parents always give him a confused look, and he goes are they cool? My kids are so cool, I love hanging out with them. And it always throws people off, and I think that's so funny and sweet. Like I may be a fucking idiot with just about zero accomplishments, but at least my dad thinks I'm cool. I guarantee you the other kids are not cool. Did anybody else have moments as a kid or teen where you suddenly realized that you were more than likely never going to have one of those big adventures that you read about in novels, and you were going to just have a normal life with normal problems and got real sad? And even though you now see value in a regular life, part of you still wants magic powers and a ragtag group of ride or die friends who are out to save the world. That's why D&D is a human need and deserves a place on Maslow's hierarchy. Color code your infants so strangers know what their genitals look like. Well, when you put it that way, it sounds fucking weird. Lying's the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. But it's better if you do. What episode of Lazy Town is this? I saw someone fly backwards off a treadmill today, and I was laughing so hard I fell off the cross trainer, which made the girl next to me laugh so hard that she slipped off hers. And it was 7:30 in the morning, and there were just 3 of us sitting on the floor of the gym crying with laughter and in varying degrees of pain. I think instead of the woman taking her husband's name when they get married or doing the hyphenated thing, couples should just smash their last names together. So like if a Smith married a Grabowski, you could be Smabowski or Grabith or Grasmithski, and then as the generations go on, the names just get more and more ridiculous. God is a gamer trying to point me towards the kitchen, and I'm a Defiant sim washing my dishes in the bathroom sink. Till in ancient China, a huge war was sparked because of a board game gone wrong. The crown prince was arguing with his cousin, the son of a regional king, during a match of a game called Liubo, and when his cousin offended him, he threw the board at him. He died from the blow. His father revolted. First epic gamer moment of history. The Lincoln assassination is really just wild, if you think about it for a moment. The younger brother of one of the most famous actors in the country, himself a famous actor and heartthrob in his own right, killed the president in a theater and yelled "Sic semper tyrannis," a line often associated with Brutus, a character that his brother had famously played. Like, Imagine if Liam Hemsworth killed the Prime Minister of Australia at a red carpet movie premiere or something and yelled "I went for the head," and Chris had to leave the Avengers press tour to tell everyone, "I swear I had nothing to do with this." Imagine how weird that would be. A whole history major, and yet this post is the first time I fully appreciated the weirdness of the Lincoln assassination. It's even more bizarre when you remember that said famous older brother, Edwin Booth, actually saved Lincoln's eldest son Robert from being killed/severely maimed when he slipped off a train platform. Now imagine that you're at a crowded train station and you trip and fall between the platform and the train. Someone hauls you up and you turn to thank them and realize that your rescuer is none other than famous actor Chris Hemsworth. Wow, that'll be a great story to tell the grandkids. Then a few months later his younger brother Liam Hemsworth murders your dad, the Prime Minister of Australia. My best friend is in med school and his classmate made this. Can I clot to prevent injury? To prevent injury? Yes. Actually clots and travels. To brain like a boss. Stroke time. Person. Posts are a mixed meme with like 2 or 3 memes maximum. The Bimbo Brotherhood. That is this website. OMG. Future generations are gonna need a PhD and 12 Rosetta Stone tablets to comprehend this. The weirdest instance of getting my wires crossed I've ever experienced. I had a piece of candy at my desk. My intention was to simultaneously eat the candy and start a brief work task. I put the candy in my mouth and felt a surge of alarm as I was convinced, for a fraction of a second, that I had somehow eaten the task I was about to start. What if Daft Punk never breaks up or dies? They just hand off their helmets to really amazing musicians that continue making music for them, and they just become these immortal beings that no one is really sure who they are anymore. They are just always there. The Dread Pirate Daft Punk, the Blue Daft Punk Group, the Daft Punk Armor. Victim gets revenge on rapist by setting him on fire. Well, he was sorta asking for it, dressing in such flammable clothing. If he didn't want to get set on fire, he should have stayed indoors. He was probably drinking that night. Alcohol makes you susceptible to fire. If it's a legitimate inferno, the male body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down. There's no reason you can't eat pie at every meal. They make fruit pies, vegetable pies, meat pies, meat substitute pies. I mean pies easily cover 100% of your necessary nutrient groups. They even make cake pies. The only reason not to switch over to pie entirely is pie sucks. You were so close to a revolutionary thesis, and then you betrayed me and every citizen of good standing. Please, I'm begging you to look at my cat. Not enough people have looked at my cat. Oh, I know he ate a lemon. In case you guys wanna know what modern high school dances are like, at mine Despacito came on and everyone T-posed around this one kid as he Fortnite danced like his life depended on it. Graduated 1 year too early, goddammit. I'm not a religious person, but if you're out there, giant rat that makes all of the rules. How do extras in music videos get anything done instead of gaping at the artist the entire time? My friend Mary was an extra on a Justin Bieber music video, and she kept hiding his water bottles to piss him off. Hey kids. Tumblr is giving away 1000 free Tumblr points for anyone who can send them the coolest worm pics. I thought you were just strangely relatable and ominous at times, but now I can check taking advantage of children off the list. Cool. Nothing will really change, and hell, I'm not even salty about it. Hey kids. Tumblr is giving away 1000 free Tumblr points for anyone who can send them the coolest worm pics. Hey kids. Tumblr is giving away 1000 free Tumblr points for anyone who can obliterate Zakia Dreamer from my visage. Nothing is as funny as images of people dressed up as Roman legionaries with like machine guns. Fallout, New Vegas. I had 3 stitches in my ear today and now my ear is swollen like a balloon. I'm not being racist, but if you didn't want your ear to swell up you probably shouldn't have gotten stitches. How is that racist? They just said they weren't being racist. Do you even listen? Reverse shorts, only the bottom half. Socks, F you. The gastrointestinal tract. That's the real YouTube. Think the internet might be the new Tower of Babel, and if read one more post like this everything's gonna turn into hieroglyphics.